Hey guys, Tina the Critical Virgo. Welcome back to another Fragrance Fridays. So it's kind of hard to tell by the thumbnail because this is a gradient bottle, but it goes from dark blue down to clear. This is Good Girl Légère. It is a flanker of the original, and this is probably, well, might be my last installment in the Girl Who Lived in Her Shoe series because I don't have blush, but it is on my list. If I had to pick some words to describe this scent, it would be a floral gourmand, a very light floral gourmand. I'm gonna give you guys notes and then I'm gonna get right into it. So for Légère, and I'm gonna put them side by side so you can see. For Légère, we have a top of mandarin, we have a mid of sambac, jasmine, ylang-ylang, and green pear, and then we have a base of tonka bean and sandalwood. And then for the OG right here, we have a top of sambac, jasmine, and tuberose. We have a mid of almond, and then we have a base of tonka bean, cacao, and coffee bean. So you can see, like, they're very different. Obviously this one is gonna have the same base DNA as the original, just with a little something different, right? And that's what we got here. One thing that I will say just straight off the top that I noticed immediately was, I mean, other than the base DNA, this is a much lighter fragrance. So I know a lot of people had an issue with how thick and present the original was. You're probably really gonna like this one. It seems to be more of a people pleaser for that reason. One of the other things that should be noted is that this is a very powdery floral version, even though it's light. So if that makes sense, it's a lighter fragrance, but it's more powdery and floral than the original. One thing that I do like in Légère that I get it with the original, but I feel like it's more noticeable with this, that is really nice, is it's got this amazing kind of caramel creaminess. It's very smooth in comparison. Now if I had to say which one's more versatile, I'm gonna say for the majority of the population is gonna be Légère. Why? You're gonna get more uses out of this one, I feel, most people. Personally, I like a deeper, darker, heavier, thicker fragrance. If you've been watching me for a while, you know this. But most people don't like that. So I think for the majority, if you're not into heavy, thick scents, you're probably gonna reach for this as a great daytime scent, nighttime scent, and it might even be a year-round fragrance. Me personally, I like having fragrances for different situations, occasions, whatever. I live in hot South Florida, so when I put this on, it does evaporate off and just disappear quite quickly. This will not take me through a whole day on my skin, but that doesn't mean that it won't work on yours. So for me, it's not the ideal choice for the daytime. I personally find that this is the best fragrance for night, like right before you're going to bed. You take a shower, you want to smell good, you spray a little bit of this on. It's not cloying in your face. It doesn't keep you up at night. It's just very present and not offensive. So it makes an amazing bedtime scent. Also, it's a very sexy fragrance. I'm just gonna say it. It's a very sensual fragrance. So there's that too. I don't think I need to say more than that. Whereas if you put a spray of this on before bed, oh my gosh, this would keep you up at night. Not me, but most people. One more note on versatility. Because this is so light, I think you can get away with wearing it in pretty much any office or work setting, school setting, and not have any issues. I don't see anybody complaining about this. I've personally never received a compliment. Nobody's ever noticed it on me because of how light it is. I've worn it outside a few times. Again, I think that's why I just kind of reserve this in my mind as an evening bedtime scent. I think it'd make a great spring and summer fragrance because of how light and fresh it is, whereas the original probably be best for the cooler months. I don't live in a place with 4 seasons, so for me that translates into this is a bedtime scent, and then the original and the other flankers are for playing during the day and night when I'm not in bed. So having said that, it brings me into projection and longevity. I have Légère on this arm and the original on this. So with Légère, I really have to get about 3 to 6 inches away from my skin before I can start to smell it. And if I wear this during the day, I really have to bring this bottle with me and touch it up throughout the day. There's just no way it's lasting on my skin or on my clothes. but that's my personal experience. I know a lot of people like that because, again, they don't want a cloying fragrance, whereas the original is jumping off my skin all throughout the day. Pricing on this one, it's pretty standard. So you've got the 1 ounce bottle of this that runs you $78. There's a 1.7 ounce bottle that'll run you $110, and then there's this, the 2.7 ounce bottle that's $136. They don't have a 5 ounce bottle option like with the original. I figure that's because this one's extra special, it's the original, but that's okay too. For me, would this be a repurchase? I don't know. Maybe I'll revisit it. I haven't really gotten that much through because, again, I only wear this for bed, so I'm at here. I've got a while to go before I answer that question. Would this make a good blind buy? I don't think you really have to blind buy it because it's been out for a while now. I think we're, what, 2 or 3 years in. It's at like most stores. You can find it at Ulta, Sephora. You can definitely find a good decant of this. Super easy. This would be a much safer blind buy than the original though. So what I would suggest is if you're purchasing a gift for somebody and you like the original, but you're just not sure of that person's style, or you just kind of want to give an entryway into this line because you might want to get into that style, this would be a really safe bet. Or if you like floral, powdery fragrances that don't overpower, I think it's a really safe bet. Even if you just wanted to try out, like, I would go somewhere in the middle, probably the 1.7 ounce, and see how you like it and then go from there. I say go for it. You really can't lose. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, this is my last installment in this series for now. If I do pick up blush, I'll touch base with that later. If you have any questions, put them down below. I love hearing from you guys. I think next Fragrance Fridays, I'm going to get back into some Mansaras that I haven't really talked about in my collection. So till then, bye guys. Within about 3 to 6 inches of projection off of my skin. That doesn't mean that that's going to be the case for you.